be on camera for any of it? No, they're going to do they'll do the graphic full. I can stand here and just talk.
Just go with graphic, he'll just record audio, okay? Okay, are you going? You're recording? Okay, count it down.
In 3, 2, 1. Good morning, live from the Tennessee. Start over. Sorry, I can't say live. In 3, 2. In 3, 2, 1. Good morning out at First Tennessee Pavilion. Share your Christmas 2016. Hope to see you either down here, Life Care Center in Cleveland, or at First Baptist Church in Dalton. Going to warm up into the 50s today. Rain, possibly 2 or more inches Sunday night into Monday and Tuesday. A rainy into the weekend and start to next week. And then take a look over toward Thursday. Not only a slight chance of some mixed precipitation, but bitterly cold air moving in. Highs only in the 40s on Thursday.
Good morning, Matt and Savannah. I was one of the moderators of this panel, a postmortem election tradition every 4 years at the Kennedy School of Government at Harvard. This year, it was unprecedented, devolving at times into a shouting match between the Trump and Clinton campaigns as they sat right across from each other.
The campaign may be over, but the emotions are still raw.
I would rather lose than win the way you guys did.
No, you wouldn't.
Culminating in this fuming exchange between Clinton campaign communications director Jennifer Palmieri and Trump campaign manager Kellyanne Conway.
Do you think I ran a campaign where white supremacists had a platform? You going to look me in the face and tell me that?
I did. Kellyanne
really?
did.
At issue, Steve Bannon, the Trump strategist who came from Breitbart News, slammed by Clinton herself as a platform for white nationalists, the so-called alt-right.
Donald Trump has built his campaign on prejudice and paranoia.
I am more proud of Hillary Clinton's all-right speech than any other moment on the campaign because she had the courage to stand up.
Conway accusing the Clinton campaign of not having a message.
Do you think you could have just had a decent message for the white working class voters? How about it's Hillary Clinton? She doesn't connect with people. How about they have nothing in common with her?
And when Clinton strategist Joel Benenson cited Clinton's 2.5 million vote lead in the popular vote,
was the fight, right? Be honest. Don't act as if you have some popular mandate for your message.
Conway shot back.
Guys, I can tell you're angry, but wow. I mean, hashtag he's your president.
What the campaigns did agree on, resentment of the media. Trump's team arguing the media were pro-Clinton. The Clinton team complaining far more attention was paid to her emails than to Trump's failings.
Why wasn't there the same attention to Donald Trump's decision-making about his business? Why didn't we look into his bankruptcies?
In a biting final comment, longtime Clinton strategist Mandy Grunwald sarcastically said that the Trump team doesn't get nearly enough credit for waging a highly effective negative campaign with fake news like portraying Clinton as fatally ill. Matt and Savannah, this was a rough session.
I was going to say, Andrea, and I know you've been a part of these in the past. I mean, how unusual is it not only for it to be so bitter, but also for it to spill out so publicly? You know, it's not diplomatic talk we heard in there.
Not at all. And this has been going on since 1972. Both sides coming together, doing a post-game analysis. It is turned into a book. It's an academic exercise. And we prepared for it that way, but it was off to the races. They just were going at each other. This was the first time it has exploded this way, and it just shows how deep the resentments are. Usually the winners are gracious. Not so this time.
Did anyone, Andrea, on the Clinton team talk about their failings, why they think they came up short?
They certainly were very protective. They're not blaming Hillary Clinton at all. They reject the argument that she didn't go enough to the battleground states. They do blame the media, frankly, and they also feel that it's basically James Comey. I mean, the bottom line is James Comey, the last 11 days, they had some momentum. They think it stalled. They just couldn't break through.
All right, Andrea.
Matt and
Fascinating. And you were right there. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And good luck to you, Savannah.
Thank you.
We're going to miss you.
Thank you.
All right, Andrea, thank you. Also this morning, a deadly case of what appears to be road rage near New Orleans. It's now under investigation. The victim, a former NFL running back who was shot and killed in a confrontation with another driver. NBC's Jacob Rascon has the latest on that. Jacob, good morning.
Matt, good morning. The gunman is being held inside the complex behind me after being questioned until late last night. He waited for police to show up after the shooting, turned over his weapon after gunning down a local hero, Joe McKnight, dead at 28 years old. Caught on camera by a bystander, the futile effort to revive former NFL running back Joe McKnight, shot in what police are calling an apparent road rage incident.
There were statements being made that I told you not to mess with me.
Lance Harris was driving nearby.
All you heard was pow, pow, pow.
Authorities say McKnight in a silver Audi and 54-year-old Ronald Gasser in a blue Infiniti were stopped side by side at an intersection when an argument apparently led to the shooting.
Mr. Gasser did, in fact, shoot Mr. McKnight.
The suspect was just standing there with the gun, waiting till the police came and they asked him to put their gun down. That's when he threw the gun to the seat of the car and the police arrested him.
McKnight was rated the #1 prep player in 2007 and spent 3 seasons at USC before going on to play for the New York Jets, the Kansas City Chiefs, and most recently in the Canadian League. His first touchdown with the Jets, a kickoff return for 107 yards, the longest play in Jets history. Just 8 months ago in New Orleans, an eerily similar incident. Another NFL player, former Saints defensive end Will Smith, killed after another possible road rage incident. USC standout Reggie Bush, a friend of McKnight, tweeting, "At what point did we just lose our ability to handle differences like men?" McKnight's cousin and coach Eric Allen.
This is a tragic moment right here. Tremendous kid. Tremendous kid.
And the sheriff's office says that Gasser, the suspect, will face charges. They're just not sure which yet. After the shooting, a family member of McKnight told reporters that he was getting ready to sign a deal to get back into the NFL. Matt, Savannah.
Jacob Rascon. Jacob, thank you.
Turning now to those massive wildfires in eastern Tennessee, the death toll there has now risen to 11. And among the victims, a Memphis couple, John and Janet Summers, who were in Gatlinburg on vacation with their family. Their 3 sons are alive. They're recovering in the Vanderbilt burn unit this morning. More than 700 structures have been destroyed in these fires, and this morning residents are being allowed access into the evacuation areas, but being warned to use extreme caution entering now smoldering ground.
In the meantime, residents in the South are also still cleaning up this morning after 34 tornadoes touched down across 7 states. In Alabama, a tornado with wind speeds up to 127 miles an hour leveled the town of Rosalie. In Atlanta, the National Weather Service is now confirming that a tornado hit the area on Wednesday. The school security video shows the powerful winds that swept through that region. A tree caught crashing to the ground.
Now to the investigation into that ill-fated flight that crashed in Colombia, killing 71 people. We've got new images of the wreckage, and it's providing some more clues about what went wrong. And this is visited the crash site in Medellin, and he's with us now. Kier, good morning.
Savannah, good morning. We traveled for hours from the city here, then made our way on foot to find a plane simply torn into pieces. This morning we're told the bodies of the Brazilians will be in that country for a national memorial tomorrow. Savannah, from what we saw, they didn't stand a chance. The crash site is hard to reach. We trekked through Colombian jungle. Imagine the rescuers emerging at night and facing this. Twisted metal, the entire wing flipped over, trees torn from the ground by the force of the crash. Colombian police escorting us closer. Just down here there's a shrine to the 71 who died. Beyond it, the broken plane, a life vest strewn around, mangled seats, complete destruction. That 6 people survived this seems incredible. The loss of life here, overwhelming. Almost an entire soccer team wiped out. There's no sign of fire, supporting the theory that the plane ran out of fuel. Locals told us the pilot was just 4 minutes from the airport. And we found another clue to what happened. We've climbed to where the tail of the plane hit the top of the hill. And this is just terrible. The pilot flew across that valley, trying to get to the runway. He just couldn't make it. And days later, no one here can still comprehend how this plane apparently ended its journey without enough fuel. So many lives shattered. Savannah, one local there told us he found a cell phone in the wreckage. It had multiple missed calls. He didn't know who that phone belonged to. Savannah?
Just brings it home so poignantly. Kira, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We've got some dramatic video now of a woman being saved from serious injury or possibly worse with the help of an unlikely source. She was standing at an intersection in Poland, watches a black sedan crashes into an SUV, then careens toward her. The car slams into a pole. The woman was lucky enough to be right behind that pole, so she escapes the impact. No one involved in the collision was seriously injured.
Wow. Niagara Falls is now sporting a multi-million-dollar makeover. Take a look. Officials unveiled a new LED lighting system. It will illuminate the falls in different colors. The lights are positioned on the Canadian side of the border. They shine over to the American side. It's a $4 million project, environmentally friendly, and uses lights that are brighter than the old ones at Niagara Falls, but use about half the power.
All right, President Obama and the First Family marked their final time last night lighting the national Christmas tree. It's pretty. The President and First Lady turned on the red, white, and blue lights with help from their daughter, Sasha. Performers at this year's ceremony included Kelly Clarkson, Mark Anthony, and James Taylor. The President got into the act himself, leading everyone in a rendition of Jingle Bells. And the President also delivered his final Christmas message that Americans treat one another as they would like to be treated.
I could hear him really singing.
Yeah, I actually heard one where they kind of isolated his microphone.
Uh-oh.
It wasn't bad.
No,
It wasn't bad at all.
He likes to sing.
Yeah.
We all do this time of year.
Moment?
No. Oh, nice. You had to remember that.
I'll never forget. So
Yeah.
what's going on in the weather?
Well, we've got some wind to talk about, especially for our friends down in Southern California. Santa Ana setting up. Northeasterly winds coming in. These are gusty and dry offshore winds. It may cause some down power lines and trees. And of course, because things are so dry, we could be looking at fire growth potential, damaging wind gusts of up to 80 miles per hour, wind advisories, high wind warnings, and red flag warnings. Another thing we're going to be watching and talking about in the next half hour, developing heavy rain in Texas that will spread into the Mississippi River Valley. More showers moving into the Pacific Northwest. Rest of the country, though, fairly quiet. We're going to get to your local forecast coming up in the next 30 seconds.
This is for the heroes, the champions, those who really want it. This is for
dads who go the extra mile and get the extra steps. For swimming laps at a pool party. Committing to get 8 hours of sleep. And finding motivation between nap times. With Flex 2, make life your workout.
91? Well, welcome the 32nd annual Share Christmas. Stephanie, you had me distracted here talking about, talking about Laborers 846. They are here with us. Stephanie, tell us a little bit about what you all did and why you did it.
We've been doing this for about 10 years now, and we like to present a check, $1,000 to the Share Your Christmas.
Wow, thank you
We
so
like
much.
to help out the community.
And that's a good, and why is it so important that you all do that?
We just know there's families in need, that like the Woodmore, keep them in our prayers, the Gatlinburg, the ones in the tornadoes. There's a lot of needy families out there, so we like to give back.
Yeah, a lot of people who are hurting, and so thank you all so much, and thank you. And I was just told that you just recently turned 91?
91, baby.
Whoa, way to go. Well, anyway, thank you so much for being down here. And Laborers 846, thank you all for coming. And we are challenging all of you to come down, stop by, make a donation, help out this community, help out the Chattanooga Area Food Bank. We certainly appreciate it, and of course the community does as well. At this time, we are going to go to Greg, and Greg is in Cleveland. Good morning. So let's see, are we going to Greg?
Channel 3 Eyewitness News traffic sponsored by CHI Memorial Convenient Care. No matter how minor the emergency, we provide trusted urgent care for every bump, bruise, cold, or cough. Now in Cleveland and Signal Mountain.
Hello, scanning the roadways this morning. Nothing too major that's happening. Two things that I do want to pass along to you. Volkswagen Drive, there is a crash there. That is near Discovery Drive, so if you go that way, just be aware of that. Also, Bonnie Oaks Drive near Hickory Valley Road, there is a crash as well. Now we're going to head back outside to the Share Your Christmas guys. Good morning.
Thank you. Okay. Nah. All right, a quick look at our forecast. We are looking cold this morning. It is in the 20s and 30s. We're going to warm into the upper 50s later today, and then looky, cool into the weekend, but we do have more rain on the way. 2 to 3 inches of rain at least Sunday night through Tuesday, and then a big cool down coming our way Thursday with highs only in the 40s and a slight chance of mixed precipitation.